A former president within the sub-region and a former president of ECOWAS. Because we are not too many, so some vice presidents, like one of the ladies that spoke, the former vice president of the Gambia, also a member. But one clear condition is that you will not longer be an active politician. And that is why I'm disappointing most of my friends. They expect me to play active role in politics. But before I play active role in politics, I will first and foremost resign from the West African Elders Forum before I can play active role in politics. So, but then we do use presidents that are still active, but not as members of the forum. I remember during the Nigerian election, last election, we had nobody because Baikoroma would have left the team because I am a Nigerian, so I couldn't lead the team. But Baikoroma was being used by ECOWAS, and we wanted an English-speaking person. So we have to bring John Mahama, even though we knew he was still in active politics in Ghana. But we borrowed him, just come and lead this mission and go back. You are not yet a member until you finish your political activity. So that's our number one product. The second one, which also was mentioned by the Executive Secretary, was our annual democracy dialogue. We try to look into some areas of the practice of democracy in Africa, and we get experienced speakers to come and speak on it. This documentary, I expected them to bring some of those species, some parts of those species, but I didn't see any of them. And that's one thing that if we are doing this again, at least you omitted that. I don't know who put it together, but you omitted that completely, which is not because that's the key thing we have been doing. The last one was held in Accra, Ghana, and we think that probably the next one will go to East or Southern African countries, or probably could be done in Nigeria. These are two major programs. But within the country, whenever elections are coming up, we used to hold conferences, discuss with stakeholders, and play a role in suppressing crisis. So let me, on behalf of the foundation, sincerely thank all of you for coming. Let me appreciate the Vice President for coming with your team. Appreciate all our guests for coming. In fact, former governors are here, former ministers, former secretary of government. I've even seen some of my bosses from UMPA. They were my directors when I was assistant director. I've seen some of them here. So I have to thank all of you. Yeah, Dr. Ekefre was my director of project monitoring from Cross River State. Thank you for coming. My good friends in the National Assembly, I have to thank all of you and promise you that we'll continue to do our best. For us as a nation, this is a very sad moment. About 25 girls were kidnapped. And it reminds me of what I faced when the Chibok girls were kidnapped when I was in office. In fact, myself and Vice President, he was the governor of Borno State. When the girls were kidnapped, I was the president. I know the headache we had. So we really pray that these girls be rescued. We condole with the families of the people who have lost their life, the general, the vice principal of the school, and all the other people that are still in detention. We pray that this country gets out of this situation very soon. It's a sad moment. And for those of us who are in active politics, I still pray that whatever we do affects everybody. And we must play our politics with decorum, with sense of responsibility, not with rascality. Politics is not a business of rascals. Politics is, you are trying to create leaders. You are trying to create leaders. So you must show that you are an extremely responsible person. For you, in fact, when we are in Ghana, the keynote speaker then from our Democracy Day was Bishop Cooker. And he said that if you look at everything in the world, even if it is to make Accra or bonds, I don't know their names, there are people who learn before they do it. Even to teach in primary school, you go through a training process, get certificates before you can even teach in nursery school. But that is only in politics that there's no training. Somebody just wake up, is a politician. You don't know where the person is coming from, the next day is your governor. No basic training. And it is a problem. We must change the face of politics. We must see politics as a business of responsible individuals, not a business that they play in the motor park. Once again, let me not go too far before I say things that I'm not supposed to say. So let me, on behalf of the foundation and on behalf of my family, actually today is for the foundation, but all the speakers also appreciated my birthday. And that is the problem the foundation will continue to face. Maybe we have to do something. Because the foundation was launched on my birthday in 2015, when I launched the transition hours. And the proceeds from that book was used to start the foundation. So it now coincides with my birthday. So at the time that we are doing maybe 20th anniversary, 25, my birthday will always come up. So I have to thank all of you for your beautiful words, your encouragement, and promise that we'll continue to do our best. I thank you all.